Hello everyone, today we're talking about l'Odyssée pour homme and l'Odyssée pour homme intense. The story is I wanted to buy myself another bottle of l'Odyssée pour homme and I ended up buying another thing. I ended up buying l'Odyssée pour homme intense. I remember this from way back. It was a nice fragrance. I didn't particularly like it. I really love l'Odyssée pour homme. This is the fragrance for me, right? It's very fresh. It's an Acqua di Gio variety of scent that's, in my eyes, a lot better and a lot more interesting than Acqua di Gio. We'll talk about the scent in a minute. And when I smelled l'Odyssée pour homme intense, it was maybe a bit too crowd-pleasing. I don't know. It was too common, maybe. It smelled like a lot of other things, while l'Odyssée pour homme, in my eyes, it's very unique. I was not a huge fan from the beginning, and I want to see if that thing has changed, maybe, because, you know, a lot of things changed. Fragrances don't smell like they used to. And do quote me on this, because it's the silliest thing I've said all day. I mean, fragrances that are being launched today are being launched according to other sensibilities, other, you know. So this is a classic now. That's what I'm trying to say. This is definitely a classic now. So let's see what I think about it now. Oh. Is it the same bottle? I think they changed the cap. I think it had a bit of texture on it. There's so many flankers to l'Odyssée pour homme. It's almost tiring. But let's see how this smells. Enough about that. And also, I remember that it was vaguely familiar with l'Odyssée pour homme, the original, the original eau de toilette. This is still an eau de toilette. This is not, although it's called intense, it's not an eau de parfum or something. It's still an eau de toilette. Well, this is a soapier variety of l'Odyssée pour homme. Quite interesting. The citruses are there. So interesting. I remember smelling it, but I don't remember what it smelled like. I just remember something vaguely woodier, maybe a bit smokier, you know, something a bit more, you know, intense than l'Odyssée pour homme. But this is a very, you know, I should say beautiful twist on the original. And I'm sure this has been reformulated a few hundred times. The notes are yuzu, bergamot, sweet orange. So it's definitely citrusy. It's the same sort of citrus as in l'Odyssée. Let me spray this as well. This is very... Oh, mine is a bit old. It's a bit turned. This is a very old bottle I have here. I think it's more than 10 years. I don't even know if the bottle for l'Odyssée looks like this anymore. I don't think it's frosted glass. I'm not sure. I'll have to see. Oh, there it is. No, this is not undeniably the most gorgeous scent from the 90s for me. This is it. It's beautiful. L'Odyssée pour homme is citrusy, aquatic, and floral. This is what I love about l'Odyssée pour homme. It's that lily of the valley accord that's just trapped in there. It's so gorgeous. And it's not something you'd expect, you know. When you smell something like Acqua di Gio, you get that manly oak moss fougere situation. This is very, very delicate. And it still manages to remain a beautiful, you know, I should say manly aquatic, although the formula for this is so unisex. Well, everything is unisex. It's just so completely devoid of every gender signifier. There are no gender signifiers in scent. What am I talking about? And this also reminds me, l'Odyssée pour Homme. There's a scent from Bulgari, Eau Parfumée au Thé Blanc, the white tea, right? From Bulgari. I think that's discontinued. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's very, very similar in architecture to l'Odyssée pour Homme. It's white floral, very soothing, tea-like, very soft. God, this is a beautiful, beautiful scent. I still am going to purchase myself a new bottle. I don't care about reformulations. I've heard people say that this is very weak nowadays, but the same thing is said about Bulgari Aqua pour Homme, and I have the current formulation and it's fine. It is fine. Now the older one, yes, it's as I remember it. It's something woodier. I was talking about the notes. Oh my god, I got swept away by the beautiful citruses of of l'Odyssée. Nutmeg, lotus, cardamom, definitely. Cinnamon, saffron, not in my. And something I'm smelling. Incense, papyrus, there you go. Ambergris, benzoin, and amber. So I suppose it was the ambergris or the ambroxane that made it, you know, feel a lot more common. Because this is basically l'Odyssée pour Homme with incense and ambroxane. That's not bad. It's not my favorite type of scent. That's for sure. But it's not bad. It's not groundbreaking. This is the problem. This to me was a groundbreaking scent. You know, when you smelled this, you could feel the originality, the work, the creation. It stood out. Although a lot of fragrances from the 90s were aquatics, this aquatic stood out. Now this, I don't think it stands out. Not even today. It is definitely classy. It's more interesting than others, and I think what makes it more interesting than others is the l'Odyssée signature. That means that beautiful yuzu, the aquatic feel, and it still is a very delicate scent, which is so nice. It's not in your face ambroxane. What grounds it is the resin, that incense, maybe a bit of benzoin. It's not overt, but it's there, you know, just to you know, just like in macaque. Was it macaque from Zoologist? That beautiful incense, right? It's here just to play the role of pillar, right? Everything is built on this incense yuzu, which is nice. Now the thing I don't like is the ambroxane. It's not necessarily bad, but it trivializes the composition, even for today's standards. The nuttiness is nice though. The nuttiness of the cardamom, sure, it's a beautiful scent. And I think the pink elephant in the room, when I think about it, is Acqua di Gio also did this, right? It did this with Profumo. I don't know the Acqua di Gio flankers. Some are discontinued, some are not. I'm not the one to tell you. I have no idea. So in 2015, which is a lot later than I would have expected, they released Profumo, which is rosemary sage incense, right? So it's supposed to smell like Acqua di Gio with incense. Now I've smelled Profumo. It's a beautiful scent. It's not my favorite. My favorite from that line is Acqua di Gio, the EDT. And also they released the, what's it called? Is it Elixir or Parfum? I don't know. But the latest launch from this line, it's quite faithful to the original Eau de Toilette, Acqua di Gio, and it is gorgeous. Now this Profumo, to me, smells like smells not at all like Acqua di Gio, but you do get the incense, and it's basically the same type of incense that you get here. Well, that's interesting. Has anybody else thought of the similarities between l'Odyssée pour Homme Intense and maybe Acqua di Gio Profumo? I don't know. This was launched in 2007, so as I said, I do remember this from back in the day. A friend of mine got this for himself, and I remember smelling it on him a lot of times. It was very nice. It was very nice in the atmosphere. It's good. It's a good scent. I am going to enjoy experimenting with this scent. I'm sure I'll find some other things to like about this. But all in all, you know, good solid scent. But it does not compare to the original Eau de Toilette. Now this beautiful, gorgeous creation. My God, I still am going to need to scratch this itch. I still am going to buy myself a bottle because it's just too beautiful. L'Odyssée pour Homme is one of those scents, whenever I smell it, I'm instantly transported into the early 2000s, maybe high summer, you know, very, very beautiful. And it's such a soothing scent, and it's so comforting, and it's so refreshing. It does everything right. Everything is perfect about l'Odyssée pour Homme. So, if you have any other questions regarding these two scents we've spoken about today, do let me know in the comments. And until next time, remember, fragrance creates memories, and may yours be happy.